You can't rely on blind faith to get the pregnancy support you deserve. Ritual's Essential Prenatal Multivitamin is the only leading prenatal backed by its own human clinical trial. Essential Prenatal is proven to deliver key nutrients, including folate, biotin, and vitamin D during pregnancy. Get 25% off when you visit ritual.com/clinical. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of True Crime Time for Wednesday, May the 28th, 2025, and I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
What's up?
Oh.
Time, holiday time, summertime. The heat is upon us.
Yes, it is. And the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're bothering me so much this year.
I don't know. The lots of stuff coming up, y'all. Real Life, Real Crime Originals, let the cat out of the bag yet, but we're working on the next series, if you will, Hell of a Case.
Scott Peterson Part 2.
No, it has nothing to do with Scott Peterson. This is a Louisiana case, and it's got a lot of hooks and twists, and, I think maybe Friday we'll do a special drop for talking about why we take these cases and what's involved and the potential goods and bads and all that, right?
It's a good idea.
But, it's unfortunate because there's so many families that are out there hurting and that ask us to help. And then I don't know really why we take the ones we take other than it's just led and it's the right time. So, but that's coming, and the human trafficking series is coming, and we're supposed to record maybe between June 1st and the 3rd of the first episode, and which will be released later that week, probably on Friday, that Friday. So that being said, let's roll with this summer heat, and you tell us a story.
Well, things got heated in Florida recently for a poor Lyft driver. Can you imagine how I never thought about, I remember one time I went to Dallas with you. When you had your apartment, I think Sophie and I, no, because Sophie and I didn't fly there. WL and I maybe, no, you picked us up. I don't know, but we had a Lyft driver. There was a little old lady. Yeah. I
had all walks of life, all ages.
Yeah.
All nationalities and everything.
But they're putting these strangers in their car. And I mean, I know everybody has a rating system and, all of that, but just still a risk. You don't know if that's a murder or whatever.
Yeah, a certain percentage are going to be bad people.
And then you also flip it because the Lyft driver might be a bad person too.
Certain percentage of people are assholes. Yeah.
So we're going to go to Panama City Beach, where a Lyft driver was murdered by
Panama City Beach,
the passenger.
Many times there.
Me too.
Imagine they're hopping this week, Memorial Day week. So tell me what happened.
So on the way early in the morning, around 2:00 on Saturday, May 24th, a 17-year-old from Bay County, Florida, shot and killed his Lyft driver.
Wow.
And it was, apparently a routine ride. And so the suspect is identified as Braden Raul Gomez, and he's now facing an open count of murder, and he's being held at Bay County Jail. But according to Bay County Sheriff's Office, deputies responded to a call at approximately 2:24 a.m. And when they arrived, they saw the victim lying in the middle of a road, Wildwood Road and Emerald Cove Street, with a gunshot wound. But his car was like 100 yards away. So he was trying to escape, obviously. And his car had bullet holes all over it.
Nice.
And it was full of blood. And so the driver was rushed to the hospital, but succumbed to his injuries. Investigators believe that Gomez was a passenger in the Lyft vehicle and shot the driver during the trip. A witness reported seeing the suspect fleeing the scene, firing shots as he ran, and scaling down a fence into the Woodlawn neighborhood.
Jeez.
And the suspect, Gomez, was later apprehended on Dorothy Avenue. So, of course, Lyft has issued a statement expressing condolences to the victim's family and confirmed that Gomez has been permanently banned from the platform. And the company is cooperating fully with law enforcement during the investigation. It goes on to say that this incident has sent shockwaves through the rideshare community, especially among drivers who often encounter underage riders using accounts that don't belong to them.
Yeah.
And so one local Lyft driver commented on social media, and he said, unfortunately, underage riders are common and rides are often requested via accounts of people they know. And Lyft tells us we cannot terminate a ride if a rider is underage and alone. But where does that leave that kid? The driver,
Well, I mean, you got a car, everybody. What if your parents put you in? I'm not talking about a 10-year-old, but the 16, 17-year-old, your parents send you a Lyft and it's paid for through the phone. You don't have to pay anything when you get in the car.
And a lot of parents say that now. If you go out and you get drunk, you do something, you use,
Right.
call someone, rather be safe than sorry.
Wow. It's crazy. I hate that. They, assholes everywhere, right?
Yep.
It's time for worldwide crime. So, I really wish we had more trains here like they do in Europe. Yeah. I'm serious.
Like a bullet, yeah.
Yeah. The train from England to France and all over Germany and everywhere, you can get high-speed trains, and it's a great form. That's how far America is behind the rest of the world in transportation shit, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take you to Hamburg, Germany, and I have been there. And in Hamburg, they have Germany's largest train station.
Okay.
All right. So, when you think about people that do these mass attacks, you almost always think about it being a male.
Yeah.
Well, they had a mass attack at the central station in Hamburg on Friday, May the 23rd. And this is in the New York Times, CNN, the New Daily, etc. A lady stabbed 17 people.
Oh my.
Can you believe that?
No.
So around 6 p.m. local time on a crowded train platform, I've been on train platforms, right? And that's, people get pushed off of them and stuff like that, but everybody's in a rush and you're packed in, kind of like Bourbon Street and Mardi Gras. You're packed in and all that. But there was a crowded train platform, and this lady started to randomly stab travelers who were waiting for a long distance train. 6 people were badly injured while 7 others were lightly injured, right? So I guess she's just spinning in a circle, slicing and dicing. They said it is unclear how many people sustained life-threatening injuries, but the cops had previously said that there were several victims who had sustained life-threatening injuries. And police get there and they do what they do, and they arrested the woman. She was a 39-year-old German woman, and she's thought to have done the stabbings alone. And the attack occurred in the country's busiest and most dangerous train stations with an already pre-established weapons-free zone. How the fuck we get to the point where you got to have a weapon-free? I mean, I get it, airports and all that, but I mean, it's not like you can hijack a train.
Maybe you can.
I mean, you can't jump it off the tracks and fly it into a building. So, but the Hamburg police said the attacker had acted apparently indiscriminately, stabbed passerbys, injuring some of them critically, and authorities believe the woman might have been in a state of mental distress. And upon the cops' arrival, the woman surrendered without resistance, and they took her into custody. The mayor says, "I wish the victims of the crime much strength and hope that those who are seriously injured will also be able to be saved. Isn't that crazy?
That's horrible. It's very, very crazy.
Just goes to prove you want to kill somebody, you don't need a gun. So let me tell you this real quick. So Germany, talking about on that level, Germany has a rise in knife crime in recent years. And on Monday, May the 19th, a man was arrested as a suspect in a knife attack that injured 5 people on Sunday, May the 18th in Bielefeld, Germany. In August of 2024, a 26-year-old man was accused of having killed 3 people and wounded 8 others in Solingen festival with a knife attack. And months before, in June of 2024, a man attacked several people and injured 7 people in Mannheim. Isn't that crazy?
Just
cut them up.
Yeah.
Man.
Would you rather be stabbed or shot?
I'd rather be shot. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've seen the stabbings I have flashing in my head right now. Mm-hmm. Well, I'd rather be shot and not hit a vital organ. Yeah. Yeah, through and through or whatever.
Yeah, but the thought of being stabbed.
Well, it's stabbed and it's not, no such thing as a perfect stab wound. You're going to get sliced and stabbed at the same time.
Yeah.
And no bueno.
I can't. What I'm trying to say is that the superficial is almost like a paper cut. It bothers you more than like if you would cut your finger off.
I'm pretty sure you get cut, period.
I know. That's horrible.
So.
Healing from, oh my God, I don't know.
What's up next?
We're going to Crescoville, Pennsylvania. We're going back to 1989.
Okay.
The year I graduated from high school.
I was in the Army.
There was a horrible accident that apparently shook the nation back then. I had never heard of it, but I wasn't too into the news my senior year of high school.
Right.
But a 7-year-old Jessica Carr was fatally shot by her 9-year-old neighbor, Cameron Kosher, while she rode a snowmobile with friends. And the tragedy unfolded on a snowy day when local children gathered at the home of Richard and Trudy Ratty in Crescoville, Pennsylvania. And Jessica had playfully boasted to Cameron about how good she was on a Nintendo game called Spy Hunter.
There we go.
And I know, goes back to...
That would have been like the first Nintendo. Yeah.
And she said, now I can get further than you. I beat the dragon. We're talking about a 7 and a 9-year-old. So it's not like upset by the teasing. And he was reprimanded for a mess earlier that he said that he didn't make. Cameron returned to his home next door. So he got into trouble over there. Then he was teased and he just went back home. But then he retrieved a .35 caliber Marlin hunting rifle from his father's locked cabinet. He used a hidden key and a lamp base to find and get into the cabinet. And he loaded the gun, and from a second-story window, he aimed at the children playing outside. He fired a single shot, striking Jessica in the back, and the bullet pierced her spine and right lung, leading her to death on an operating table shortly after. So after the shooting, Cameron cleaned the rifle, returned it to the cabinet, and hid the spent shell casing.
Nice.
When he rejoined the group at the Ratty home, he displayed a disturbing lack of remorse, reportedly telling grieving friends, if you don't think about it, you won't feel bad.
Right. Just block it out.
Exactly. Initially charged with criminal homicide, Cameron's case sparked national debate over the prosecution of young children. Under Pennsylvania law, murder charges must be filed in adult court, so regardless of the defendant's age. Despite arguments for his defense that he didn't comprehend the concept of death, the court deemed the act deliberate and willful.
Yeah, you clean the weapon and hide the shell casings.
Yeah.
Yeah, you damn well knew what you were doing. Right?
When in 1992, as part of a plea deal, Cameron pleaded no contest to involuntary manslaughter and was sentenced to probation until age 21. The agreement included conditions such as family prohibition from owning firearms and Cameron's ban from returning to his former school district. And that's all he got.
Yeah, well, juvenile
Yeah.
life. 21 is juvenile life.
He's
But
9.
oh yeah,
I
Yeah.
mean, that's,
he's gonna make a fine trustee somewhere one day. You start at 9. God, I don't even know how you prosecute somebody at 9, but I don't know. I mean, maybe he's more advanced or something. I don't know. I mean, damn sure cleaned the gun and hid casings and all that.
he knew exactly what he was doing. And all because a 7-year-old could beat him at a game and because he made a mess that he got called out for supposedly making a mess.
Crazy. That is crazy. Did you know there's an online cannabis company that ships federally legal THC right to your door? And they found a way to combine THC with carefully selected functional ingredients to target nearly every mood and health concern you can think of. I'm talking about Mood.com's incredible line of functional gummies. And you can get 20% off your first order at Mood.com with promo code RLRC. Forget one-size-fits-all supplements that only get you high. Mood's functional gummies are optimized to kick in as little as 15 minutes and take you to the mood that you're looking for. Whether that's Mind Magic gummies for deep work and creativity, PMS support to ease cramps and balance mood swings, or their sexual euphoria gummies to help you feel ready for action and turn every touch into a full body experience. Look, y'all, you know I have trouble sleeping. I take the Sleepy Time gummy. I take a quarter of one before I go to sleep, and I sleep hard all night long. Never even move, wake up feeling fresh as a daisy. So listen, you can find gummies to just get you high pretty much anywhere these days. But Mood's functional gummies combine premium federal legal THC with targeted botanicals to help you get into that perfect mood, usually in as little as 15 minutes. And everything ships discreetly right to your door. No dispensary lines, no awkward conversations, just better days and nights delivered to your doorstep. Best of all, not only is every Mood product backed by a 100-day satisfaction guarantee, but as I mentioned, listeners get 20% off their first order with code RLRC. So head to Mood.com, find the functional gummy that matches exactly what you're looking for, and let Mood help you discover your perfect mood. And don't forget to use promo code RLRC when you check out to save 20% on your first order. Hot sleepers, listen up. This one's for you. You probably know Avocado Green Mattresses for their certified organic mattresses, but did you know they also make unbelievably breathable natural bedding? From soft organic cotton sheets to light as air as silk and lofty down duvets. Their bedding is designed to naturally regulate temperature and to keep you cool and comfy and sleeping soundly all night. Hey, and let's be real. When you're swapping out jeans for shorts and turning up the AC, it's probably time to refresh your bed too, because we sleep better when we sleep cool, and nothing sleeps cooler than natural organic bedding. What I love about Avocado's bedding is how breathable and temperature regulating it is. Whether you're wrapped up in that organic cotton sheet or under their down or silk duvet inserts, you're staying cool, dry, and comfortable all night. No more waking up in a sweat. Plus the feel, the total luxury. These are the kind of sheets you look forward to climbing into. Their cotton is soft from night one and gets even better with every wash. And don't get me started on the down duvet. It's like sleeping under a perfectly cool cloud. And of course, everything is made with sustainability in mind, from GOTS certified organic cotton to responsible down standard certification. So you're not just investing in a better night's sleep. You're supporting ethical, eco-conscious practices, better for you, better for the planet. Head to avocadomattress.com today to save 10% on all bedding and 50% on clearance bedding. Avocado is a dream of being better. This is going to make your stomach flip. It's time for Family Matters. Going out to old South Carolina, right? And, you know, we have kids and we've had dogs and we've had animals over the years, right? And plenty of them. Yes, we had goats, the goats and chickens, and what else do we have?
We've never had like guinea pigs or hamsters, but we have had goats, chickens, of course, dogs.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Cats.
Yeah, cats that fed themselves.
Yeah.
Those are the best. Keep the mice out of your house. And they don't feel sorry for those cats. They were kind of wild. We had them outside the farmhouse and they were fat as, and you know why? Because they were eating all the mice.
But tell the story real quick about Killer that went missing and then Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, we were in headquarters and he just walked right back through the door.
Yeah.
He had run away. We hadn't seen him for months.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
Christmas Eve, he came back, just walked in like, hey, how y'all doing?
Killer the cat. And he did disappear for like months, and he walked in on Christmas Eve when we were having the party, all fluffed up and
just
like,
perfect.
like
clean.
Like he just came from the fucking groomer, right? Yeah. That Killer was something special, and not really, because how Killer died was another story. But back to South Carolina, you know, police got called to a home. And when they got there, I'm going to skip forward and read you what one cop said. And then I'll tell you everything they found.
Okay.
The police added, when this one cop says, in my 30 plus years of service, I have never encountered such a horrific situation involving unsanitary conditions and such a large number of animals. All right, backing it up. On Monday, May the 19th, police responded to concerns from the Department of Social Services that parents Kayla Renard and Nicholas Foley had their 8-month-old infant living in an unsafe environment. Mm-hmm. Now, you call that in, they're coming to look. Mm-hmm. They have to by law. Then this is according to the Honea Path Police Department's, what they shared on Facebook. So when they got there and they saw the conditions, naturally they took the infant and they placed it with a relative after they uncovered the severe, unsafe, and unsanitary conditions in the home. Officers found the residence infested with numerous animals, including raccoons, rabbits, dogs, cats, chickens, and deceased animals. Mm. Animal feces and waste are throughout the residence. So the police didn't disclose how many dead animals were found inside the home, but they said a rotting goat was located in the bathtub.
What?
Yeah, that
what
pretty much tells you.
These things?
That pretty much tells you these motherfuckers ain't taking a shower, right? So a rotting goat found in the bathtub. Now, I'm 55 years old. I've never heard that one before. So they contacted Dr. Kim Sanders from Paul's for assistance due to the alarming situation. They said the child was okay. The child was in pretty good condition for the unsanitary conditions of the house, according to Chief Christopher Miller. But Kayla and Nicholas were charged with unlawful conduct towards a child, ill treatment of animals, and violation of town ordinances. And what that means, y'all, is they fucking stuck them with everything they could think of, and even know the DA is probably going to throw some of them out. But the chief told Fox Carolina that the parents didn't demonstrate any emotion when they were arrested. They're like, fuck it. He said, in a quote, sitting there calm and really no emotion, no facial expressions. You would think that they would be a little upset that someone was taking their 8-month-old baby, that the police were there and discovered the horrific conditions of the house. You would think that they would have to know they were in trouble. I don't know. Well, Dr. Kim Sanders, who's the director of Paul's that I told y'all about, said that there were 41 live animals found in the home. 25 dogs, 3 cats, 5 raccoons, 6 chickens, and 2 rabbits. They were all taken by paws. 6 deceased animals were also found on the property, including a dead baby goat found in a Tupperware bin in the kitchen.
Oh, my.
Anyway, they said the animals were severely dehydrated, covered in feces, and the majority of them were extremely emaciated. How you say that?
Emaciated.
Emaciated. So, listen, this is pretty graphic. Calling the smell in the home, quotations, overwhelming. The Paul's representative added that the ammonia burned our eyes from all the animal piss.
My.
Now, you got an 8-month-old living in this. They said the home was unfit for any living creature, let alone an 8-month-old baby girl. All the animals are undergoing medical care and are expected to recover at this time. The emotional trauma they sustained will be a bigger challenge to overcome. What fucking people, man.
How do you find someone that thinks exactly the same way as you that's going to do that? Like, if I came home with 50 million animals and they were like leaving feces all over the house, you'd be like, Cyndi, you need to get this shit together.
Right.
Like, how do you?
I don't know.
Or if you did it, I would be like,
birds of a feather flock together.
I guess, but
I do not understand it. I hate it for that baby, but at least the baby isn't anymore. Can you imagine the piss so strong it burned your eyes?
Yeah, because when you said about the smell, I was thinking you would say, well, just breathe through your nose, right?
Breathe through your mouth.
Breathe through your mouth, whatever. Breathe through your nose.
Working homicide, you always breathe through your mouth.
Breathe through your mouth. Have you ever had something burn your eyes? Apart from there's this one thing that
just ammonia when meth labs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I knew you would say that.
Nope. I'm pretty sure that that's a fucked up situation. And they're effed up family.
Yeah, unfortunately for that baby.
What do you have?
I have another effed up family.
Really?
Yeah.
It's time for Family Matters.
So we're going to Troy, Illinois.
Troy, Illinois.
And we have a matricide.
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 Killing your mama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a 46-year-old man named, I don't know if he could be a man. His name is Neil Howard. He lived with his mommy.
How old?
46.
Shit.
And he was sentenced to 30 years in prison for the brutal murder of his 60-year-old mother, Norma Carricker. And she was a well-known waitress and widow of former Troy Mayor Tom Carricker. So she's a widow of the ex-mayor, and her son is now killing her. But on September 13th of 2023, Howard, who resided in his mother's basement, strangled her with a bungee cord after she returned home from a date.
Okay.
He wasn't happy.
He didn't like mama had a hot date.
Right. Prosecutors revealed that Howard had grown increasingly enraged over his mother's dating life.
Nice.
And her refusal to give him money.
Nice.
Assistant State's Attorney Luke Yeager stated that Howard became angrier and this is quotes, angrier and angrier and angrier until he got drunk enough that he couldn't take it anymore, leading to the fatal attack. Following the murder, Howard called 911, claiming concern for his unresponsive mother. Police arrived to find Carricker lifeless in her bed, the bungee cord still around her neck.
Jeez.
And Howard was visibly intoxicated, and he initially told investigators he saw an unknown man flee the scene.
I'm sure you did, buddy.
But this claim was debunked when the police found the door locked from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
So the trial, which concluded in February of 2025, saw the jury deliberate for just 3 hours before convicting Howard of first-degree murder. And despite prosecutors seeking a 45-year sentence, Judge Amy Mayer imposed a 30-year term, mandating that Howard serve the full sentence without the possibility of early release.
Just before 80, it'd be 78 or something like that.
Yep.
I think without the possibility of early release, I mean, that's great, right? He'll be in his 70s, but you fucking killed your mom.
Literally.
Yeah, I don't think you should ever get out.
Because
because you give this motherfucker hope. When I get out, I'm going to be 78. You killed your mom.
You killed your mom.
Your mama brought you into this world.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Because she was dating.
And that doesn't bode well for him.
And while you're living in her basement.
Oh, you know what? I think of the old prison tattoos that people have with I Heart Mom and stuff.
I think I hearted Mom way too much.
Yeah. But he gonna have a hard fucking time in prison because just behind chomos and rapists, you kill your mama. Yeah. Every motherfucker in there's got a mama. Yeah. None of them were asshole babies.
No.
They all came outside from inside their mama. So,
asshole.
Right?
What is an asshole baby?
If a man was going to have a baby,
it would be an asshole.
It had to be out of an asshole or a belly button baby.
No, well.
It's not funny that that dude killed his mama.
No, that's not funny. What you're commenting is funny, Woody.
Okay.
I'm not laughing at the murder.
Summer's just around the corner, and the folks at Mint Mobile have a hot take. Getting the summer bod is out, and getting your savings bod is in. This spring and summer, we want skimpy wireless bills and fat wallets. And with premium wireless plans for just $15 a month, you can have both without breaking a sweat or the bank. I was paying way too much for wireless service and decided to give Mint Mobile a try. And I've been seriously impressed. The call quality is crystal clear, the data speeds are fast, and I'm saving hundreds of dollars. It's the easiest switch I ever made, and I didn't have to sacrifice a thing. Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text, delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. Ditch overpriced wireless and get 3 months of premium wireless service from Mint Mobile for $15 a month. This year, skip breaking a sweat and breaking the bank. Get your summer savings and shop premium wireless plans at mintmobile.com/RLRC. That's mintmobile.com/RLRC. Upfront payment of $45 for a 3-month, 5-gigabyte plan required. It's equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees are extra. See Mint Mobile for details. Hey, lifers, Woody Overton here, and I want to talk to y'all about something that's come up around our house more than once lately: hormones. Now, I can't speak from personal experience on this one, but I've seen it firsthand with Cyndi. There were days she'd be feeling drained, overwhelmed, even a little off. We couldn't figure out why. She was eating right, taking care of herself, getting things done like always, but something just wasn't clicking. Turns out it wasn't just stress. It wasn't just being tired. She took this free 2-minute quiz from a company called Happy Mammoth, and it gave her some serious insight into what might be going on with her hormone levels. After answering just a few simple questions, she got personalized breakdown, and one of the main things it pointed out was that her body may be overloaded with estrogen. That's when we found Hormone Harmony, Happy Mammoth's plant-based herbal formula designed to support your hormone levels, stress response, and overall well-being. Since Cyndi started taking Hormone Harmony, she said it's made a noticeable difference. Things like occasional bloating, low energy, and those mild mood dips, all less frequent. And it didn't take a huge lifestyle overhaul to see those changes. Just a small daily habit that fit right into her routine. Now listen, this isn't some one-size-fits-all deal. This quiz gives you personalized recommendations so you can understand what's going on in your body and what might help you feel better. Whether it's Hormone Harmony or one of their other hormone support products, you'll know exactly where to start. And here's the thing. Happy Mammoth has helped thousands of women. They have over 40,000 five-star reviews, and a bottle of Hormone Harmony sells every 24 seconds. That many folks can't be wrong. Ready to start feeling like yourself again? Head over to happymammoth.com and take their free 2-minute hormone quiz today to find the ultimate answer to your stubborn hormonal issues. And for a limited time, you can also get 15% off your entire first order with my code RLRC at checkout. That's HAPPYMAMMOTH.com and use the code RLRC for 15% off today. Asshole, baby. This one is not really a beast mode, but it's kind of beast mode. Here we go. It's time for beast mode. It's definitely this. It's time for effed up professionals. So, teachers, you were a teacher, my dear, for many years, right?
Yes.
And really enjoyed it and everything. And, you know, we still have a dog that lives in our house right now, and we've raised puppies or bird puppies or whatever, sent them all over the United States and all that good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but, you know, you got a lot of love for our dogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not as much love as this lady had.
Okay.
And she was a teacher. Okay. In Virginia, she was a teacher, and her name was Chanel Renee Lincoln. She's 43 years old. But Chanel is now a former teacher. You know why? Because she's facing felony charges over allegations of sexually abusing an animal.
Oh my.
Why, when I tell you, this is so fucking crazy. And it's on video.
Oh.
Right? So the former Virginia middle school teachers, which is what you taught, has been charged with sexually abusing her dog, and naturally she lost her job. And now she might lose her right to ever own animals again. Well, I'm pretty sure that should be, if you get caught fucking your dog, you should never be able to. It's like a child molester, right? But Chanel Renee Lincoln, 43, showed up. She had a preliminary hearing on the charges of sexually abusing an animal at the Henrico County General District Court on May the 20th. And Lincoln's principal, yours was Kenny Kraft, but Lincoln's principal at the Pocahontas Middle School in Short Pump, what the hell of a name that is, received a suspicious video of Lincoln on October the 2nd of 2024. Now, when he got the video, well, he did what he should have done. And a Henrico County Police Department detective spoke to staff and reviewed the video himself and determined that Lincoln could be seen engaging in sexual acts with a small dog. I know, it's horrible. It really is.
How does the brain
check this out.
There?
She did what she did. She's an English teacher. She quickly resigned, right? On October 28th, 2024. So just a couple of days later. And she had taught at the school since 2019. Now, she got follow-up interviews with police. She said that she and her 3-year-old Yorkshire Terrier, Milo, appeared to be in the video that they had in the documents, right? But she says, although it looks like she has produced this media, she has never engaged in sexual acts of this nature with an animal. And then she tells the detectives that she had been having, quotations, having an issue with another woman who had allegedly threatened to send sexually explicit videos of Lincoln to her boss. Okay. Okay.
So this other woman just made this up like with AI or something?
Here we go.
Okay.
She said that she knew the unnamed woman had sexually explicit videos of her because that woman had sent them to her before. This all in the court documents. Now, pretty good detectives here, and this is called whipping with the pen, y'all. Certain phrases you use over and over again, but the text says, based on the detective's experience and training, there is no indication that the videos had been manipulated with editing software. So she got arrested. They released her on her own recognizance, but a judge on Tuesday said, Miss Lincoln, you can't have any contact with no moss animals while at least till your case is adjudicated. And she's due back on court on July the 14th. Now, if convicted, what do you think you get in Virginia if you get caught fucking your Yorkshire Terrier?
10 years.
Well, if convicted, Lincoln will be disallowed from owning animals and fined a minimum of $50,000 per Virginia law.
That's it?
That's it.
She just can't have an animal?
Can't have an animal.
That's it.
That's it. That's all she wrote.
She doesn't have to have psychiatric evaluation. She doesn't have to go to therapy. She doesn't have to try to heal her whatever makes her want to F an animal.
Hold on, let me call the judge in Virginia.
Please do.
And find out.
You probably know him.
Hey, Judge. It's Woody. What's up? Yeah. Sitting here recording. What about this teacher, Lincoln, humping Miley? Only 50,000? Come on, Judge. You got to get her some jail time. Put her in the hotel. All right, y'all. No, it's not funny. The poor dog. We don't know if it was licking or sticking, but it was definitely doing something.
I'm literally.
It's a fucking Yorkshire Terrier's like as big as my hand, right?
What is she?
I don't know. Do you know? Don't understand. It's outside of my wheelhouse and all of that good shit, right? So I guess that's going to be it for today. Let me see if I can throw one other thing in there that needs to be said.
Can you please make a PSA about that?
PSA number 397. If you have a Yorkshire Terrier in Virginia named Milo and licking or sticking, you have sexual contact with it, you get a $50,000 fine. Don't do it. Maybe you just should fucking do it regardless.
I was going to say
$50,000 fine or not, you shouldn't do it regardless. But there are all kinds of assholes in the world. And maybe she was an asshole baby. So I'm going to give y'all one more real quick one because I think this is pretty cool. It's sad, but it's cool. So let's come home to the great state of Louisiana, the sportsman's paradise. And a 9-year-old Lee Laney Brooks was shot and killed while rushing her younger siblings to safety on May the 12th. Okay. I'm going to make it short for you. The cops down in Louisiana say that the 9-year-old girl shot and killed while rushing her younger siblings to safety as gunfire erupted near her house on May the 12th. Now, Lee Laney Brooks, 9, was playing outside her house in New Orleans just before 2 p.m. when nearby men began shooting at each other. And Lee Laney and her mother ran inside their home, but a stray bullet traveled through a window and hit Lee Laney in the head as she ran to get her younger siblings to safety. She was then rushed to a nearby hospital where she was placed on life support and declared brain dead. And that's hopefully maybe her mama got LOPA, Louisiana Organ Cure Agency. That's the only way they can do it. I'm making you cry today, but this is a really good story because to me, Lee was a hero.
She was a hero.
So New Orleans police arrested 19-year-old Evan Rogers, and he faces 1 count of attempted second-degree murder, 1 count of illegal use of weapons. So that's going to go up, y'all, when they take Lee off of life support. It'll be a murder charge. But it took a 4-hour standoff for the U.S. Marshal to catch Rogers while he was hiding out in a hotel, and this according to NOPD. Police have also arrested a second person, but did not release that person's name or what charges they may face. It's probably juvenile. Lee Laney's family has set up a GoFundMe to cover her funeral costs, and they said, my baby, Lee Laney, was a sweet, vibrant, and fun 9-year-old child who loved and was loved by everyone around her. That's what our mama, Letitia Johnson, wrote. She was a leader and ensured all her younger family members were protected. Her smile was unforgettable, and her personality was infectious. And, Lee, there's a whole lot more to it, personal stuff they put on there. But how about that? Running out, you're already inside, but some of the younger siblings still outside, you're going to rush back out to go get them, and you got taken home by a stray bullet. And those dudes are going to hopefully they'll get Louisiana justice.
I hope so.
So I didn't mean to make you cry, Mama, but it's been a minute since I did that. So I guess I was due. All right, y'all. Love and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for liking and listening and sharing. Stay tuned to all this big stuff we got coming up. And I'm trying to think on how to word, how to explain it without letting the cat out of the bag, because I don't want to give too much then it's going to seem kind of counterproductive, because when we hit it, we're going to hit it full force.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I'm a schemer. I'm a planner. Got to figure it out. There's a lot of information and on this case. So, all right. I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
Your host of True Crime Time for this Wednesday. We'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
You can't rely on blind faith to get the pregnancy support you deserve. Ritual's essential prenatal multivitamin is the only leading prenatal backed by its own human clinical trial. Essential Prenatal is proven to deliver key nutrients, including folate, biotin, and vitamin D during pregnancy. Get 25% off when you visit ritual.com/clinical. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Lowe's knows you want the best for Dad. This Father's Day, help him take on any project with big deals on DeWalt. Right now, get a free XR 8 amp-hour battery when you buy select DeWalt tools. That's not all. Get up to 2 free select tools when you buy a select DeWalt 20-volt max battery kit. Maximum initial battery voltage measured without a work load is 20 volts. Nominal voltage is 18.